Now, if you told me that there was a scam going on right now as we speak that's worse than Dreamworld, I'd say you're obviously crazy. There's no way you can beat the Chuckle Brothers. But apparently you are. Now, Earth 2.
First things first, we need to rehash what Earth 2 even is, because what it is a joke.
I wanted to do something a little out of the ordinary and share a sneak peek that will convey some of the exciting plans we have for Earth 2 and how they are fitting together.
In this vlog, we'll be introducing details about the first eco-sim building.
Earth 2, a virtual system where you can buy tiles on a grid and then you can enjoy having tiles on a grid.
Woof.
DM me, I want half of the profits for Earth 2, and I'll help you make this a better scam than you would have ever dreamed of.
Now the product they have, you actually realise it's incredibly lazy.
It's important to note that our technical team have been working on specialized proprietary technology.
Because you have no idea what you're doing. You're running it into the ground.
A common question that comes up is that why isn't there any 3D gameplay on Earth 2 yet, and when game? So a lot of people are curious.
I am by no means a professional game developer, but I have studied and played many games, so I do know at the very least the basics of what makes a good game. I understand gameplay loops, how to keep the player interested in your game, and so forth. So even with my limited knowledge, I can firmly say Earth 2 is going to be a shit game. For those not knowledgeable, let me fill you in. Earth 2 is claiming to be a revolutionary game that is a one-to-one recreation of our planet. And while there is no visible gameplay as of now, you can buy tiles of land on this website with real money. These tiles of land give you certain resources, and when the game releases, you will get to build and own these plots of land in the game. You can also use these resources to trade with other players for different resources or an in-game currency. The plan is for players to trade land and resources and make actual real-life money. So, with the premise of Earth 2 out of the way, I want to talk actually about a completely different game. That being Yandere Simulator. For those who don't know what Yandere Simulator is, look it up. I'm not explaining all of this again, but again, another basic premise is it's a game being made by a completely incompetent developer who doesn't understand how to program a game or make a game. He keeps on adding content instead of working on the core game. For goodness sakes, there is a 30-minute video on his channel about a spin-off game. He hasn't even finished the base game yet. But from time to time, I've heard people ask the question, what would Yandere Simulator look like if Yandere Dev, the developer, was a competent game developer? And I thought to myself that it would be a pretty interesting game, till a very beautiful looking Australian man pointed out that the core game concept of Yandere Simulator is flawed. Yandere Dev has mentioned many times that he wants this game to be a combination of both Persona 5 and Hitman. He wants to have the social aspect and character depth of the Persona 5 game with the gameplay mechanics and the style of a Hitman game. But this core concept is very flawed. One is a complicated social sim where you go day by day living your life and building relationships with deep and interesting characters, while the other is a level-based assassination game where the only depth to a character you're going to get is the target who you're going to assassinate. You would need to make major changes to the core gameplay to make even a semblance of this mashup work. It is a game idea that no matter the skill of the dev to program the game, it just won't work in execution. This might be a slight over-exaggeration how hard this type of game might be developed. Again, I'm no expert, but I want to initially mention Yandere Simulator because I think Earth 2's concept suffers from a very similar problem. Now, let's say for the sake of the argument that Earth 2 has competent developers. I'm not saying that they don't. We just haven't had anything to show that they are or are not. Unlike something like Dreamworld, we don't have actual gameplay, which probably makes it already a step up better in the scam compared to how Dreamworld went. But even if they got a functioning game the size of our planet with Red Dead 2 style graphics and it ran perfectly, what video game is there? What game is there? The concept of Earth 2 is you buy these tiles of land, and these tiles of land generate resources. You can then trade these resources with other players for different resources and an in-game currency. What can you do with these plots except for trading? Well, from what I can understand, you can build certain things inside these plots. You can also trade these plots to other players for soon-to-be Earth 2 cryptocurrencies. Of course. So Earth 2 is supposed to be a pay-to-earn game. And while I could go all in on the issues with pay-to-earn games, that's not what this video is about. But I still have the question, what is the gameplay? Like, what is my goal? What am I supposed to do? Shane, the creator of Earth 2, says a big part of the game is supposed to be the exploration, where you can go anywhere and see anything. But there are two major issues with that. One, it is just another Earth. It's just Earth, but in a video game. Shane in his video mentioned Terraria, in this specific video talking about why there is no current gameplay for Earth 2. But Shane mentioned Terraria and how players are so excited to explore the worlds you can make in Terraria that they'll just go over and over making new worlds to explore and see what happens. But the issue with this is every time you make a Terraria world, it is random, it is different. You can even customize it slightly. It's a new experience every time you play. But Earth 2? It's just gonna be the same Earth. Same hills, same grass, same buildings. Sure, I'll be able to view certain places that I've only seen in pictures, but still it's not like being there in person. I'm just viewing it in a picture I can walk around in. But eventually, even this novelty will wear off. Also,
Terraria.
Name out your fucking mouth!
Second issue, what is the point? The reason for exploring something like Terraria or Minecraft is that the whole world is at your will. You can destroy and build anywhere. You find a cool canyon, you build into the canyon. You have a hill in your way, you mine that hill. But in Earth 2, you can only build and harvest on your own plots of land. And to add to this, I've only heard you can build. There has been no news on being able to edit the terrain of Earth 2. So exploration is kind of pointless, but just to see things, and as I mentioned, that novelty wears off. It's pointless. There's nothing you can do except on your plots of land, which you have to pay money for. There is another issue with this gameplay of Earth 2, and that is the whole play-to-earn mechanic. The only way you can make money is the plots of land, since you can sell these plots of lands to other players. But that's everything that has value in this game. The resources you collect from these plots are pretty pointless, especially for the play-to-earn mechanic. Still to this day, I don't know what you can use them for. I went into Earth 2's Discord server and I asked some of these questions, and not once did a dev answer me. It was only supporters. And in their answers, they said stuff like, I assume you can use them to make buildings. They don't even know. And that was my major concern. And the point of these buildings are just so you can store more resources, so it's a pointless cycle. Also, my friend Hello Mr. Jello has been begging me, absolutely been desperate to be featured in one of my videos. So while I was in their Discord server, I hopped into voice chat with him, and he also joined the server and was being a bit more provocative, asking free questions more frequently, on account that I wanted to see, you know, if he would get banned for asking too many questions, which surprisingly he wasn't, which is a pro, I guess. They're not just gonna outright ban you if you're being more questionatory. But he was being a bit more active and was questioning things like the cryptocurrency and such. And something I noticed is these supporters, they took a while to answer me, but when Jello started asking a lot of these questions, being more questionative about the project in general, they responded to him fairly quickly, though I don't want to hold this against them because the only people responding to me in the Discord chat towards newcomers to the project weren't even people working on the project. Which, take that as you will, I just find that a little weird that they're going to have this section and not have people working on the project answer the questions of people who are giving money to this project. Also, Jello, I hope you're happy you're finally in a video. So now, the only point to play the game is to spend real money and claim plots, which then you can sell at a markup to other gullible buyers, and make money. And bada bing, bada boom, you just made an investment system with no actual gameplay at all. The only people that are going to be playing this game are crypto bros or people from r/Wall Street Bets trying to cash in on this before it goes dead. The resources are pointless, the buildings are pointless, the exploration is pointless. The only valuable thing in this game is the plots of land. And that's not what you can use to make a game. And the issue is, this is what they're trying to market at Earth 2 as. It's supposed to be a revolutionary game. Sure, they know not your average gamer bro is going to be playing it, but again, they want to make a new metaverse, and honestly, if I have to hear metaverse one more time, somebody's getting hurt. It's just pointless. And the core concept of the plots of land, that it can just be stuck onto the 2D plane they currently have on their website. There's no point for it to go 3D. And it's never gonna go 3D, because one, that technology is very hard to make, especially make it run well. And two, again, there is no point. But I just wanted to make this video. I've been following around Earth 2 for a while now, and I found it pretty interesting. There are so many other issues with Earth 2 that I haven't even covered, from its shady backstory and stuff like that, to the fact that Earth 2, being a one-to-one recreation of Earth, is not going to be able to populate most of the game, even if you got all 7